What's good? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. I love being on this podcast every time I'm on here because it kind of brings me back. I don't know if you guys feel this, but I've been thinking a lot about, first of all, happy February. Like, this is 4 days in and I'm like, I should have said that in the beginning, but I was like, this is the way I do my podcast. And this is the way the podcast goes because I feel like I like talking about things that make sense and not just diving into it because you may want to listen to a podcast about this or that. Yes, it's going to help you. Yes, you're going to take notes. Shout out to Clubhouse, by the way. But at the end of the day, by the way, if you want to check me out on Clubhouse, it's at Flav Beats. It's in the description, or FLAEVBEATZ. And you can be able to check me out there. So why am I talking about Clubhouse and why am I talking about podcast? They're kind of like the same thing. It's just that now you're listening to me at the comfort of your home or your car or wherever you are. But in actual sense, when you think about podcasts and Clubhouse, it's like video without... Actually, let me rephrase that. It's like video, but in audio mode. But it's video. Why? Because it's visual. But that doesn't necessarily have to make that tick, because I want to give you digital tips on marketing for your small business, for yourself, for your business, brand, person, friend, whoever. If I give you this 6 good tips, please take notes. Now that we're in the 2-hour mark, 3-hour mark, 4-hour mark, when I'm saying mark, I mean like it could take 2 hours. It could take 3 hours. It could take 4 hours. Because I'm only going to tell you this in the next 8 minutes. So it's like I have so much to tell you that I can't tell you much more than that. That's why I'm saying when you think about the 2-hour mark, the 3-hour mark, the 4-hour mark, when you actually use these tools that I actually tell you today, then you're going to see work for you. The whole point of this podcast is not just to talk here and just be feeling like a guru master or the creative. There are so many people out there that do better than I do. And there's so many people that I do better than. But that doesn't mean that where I am is different from where they are, because I was once where they are. I was once where they were. And they're going to be me one day, and I'm going to be someone else one day that is already where I plan to be. So it's like you think about everything and try to ask yourself, hey, why am I rushing? Hey, what do I need to do? Hey, who do I talk to? You're going to get so overwhelmed. In the next episode, I'm going to talk about overwhelming versus over-delivering. It's crazy. I've been thinking about those 2 words because I'm like, sometimes you do so much, you feel like you've done little. Then sometimes you do little, you've done so much. So you're like, where's the curve? Where's the thin line? So I'm going to tell you about how you can break that down into 6 steps. But for today, this is the 6 steps I'm talking about for digital marketing tips. But when it comes to building business for your business, and when I say building business for your business, I mean building clientele, building a strategy, building a mission, building an experience, and that's what I'm going to talk about too in the 6 points. But most importantly, building the vision. If you don't have an idea, you can't formulate that. You can't tangibilize that, if that's a word. You have to be very realistic. You have to be very real with yourself. So with these 6 tips, anything that you take from this skills, please take them wisely. I've taken so much time to, ask you to take this seriously, because before I start, I want you to actually be fully attentive. So you can skip it to the next point, but this is what I want to make So here I go. First and foremost, I talk about Clubhouse, I talk about podcasts, I talk about Clubhouse, I talk about podcast. Now I'm talking about Clubhouse, and then I'm moving away from Clubhouse. I'm just trying to keep you guys in the loop. Podcast, Clubhouse. Podcast, Clubhouse. Now, as a small business, now I'm going in. at the top of the mark. So, digital marketing tips for small businesses. When you think about podcasts, when you think about Clubhouse, you have to think about audience. You have to think about retainability. You have to think about sustainability. So how do you do these things outside these two platforms that not everybody's on? Literally, because nobody's on Clubhouse as much. When I say nobody, actually, let me take this back. Not everybody is on Clubhouse right now because it's invite only. So it's fine. But you can be on Facebook, you can be on YouTube, you can be on Pinterest. And I'm going to talk about Pinterest a lot in the next episode. So one of the ways you can actually build your digital marketing tips as a business is by live streaming. That's number one. Live streaming is amazing because you attract a wider audience. 1, 2, they could be anywhere in the world. 3, it's happening in front of you at the same time. So it's not like you're waiting for them to show up. If they're there, you're talking, they're listening, you're responding. Yes, that's working. And you can do that between 5 to 10 minutes on your podcast, on Clubhouse. Be very quick, make your statement known. Then go to Facebook, go to YouTube, and use this website. I'm only going to say it once, so you might want to rewind this. Use riverside.fm because this is a platform that allows you to actually record in 4K quality. I just got to learn about it the other day from Clubhouse because I just peeped in one of the rooms, listened, I didn't even join the stage. And that's what I love about that platform. And I keep going back to Clubhouse because there's something I'm trying to send as a message today. So live streaming is perfect. Use platforms like those to just create that demand, create that appeal. Let people see you, let people hear you, let people know what you want to say. Then you can attract the right people. Secondly, target a local market. I know you want to be all big and say, I want to go to Brazil, I want to go to Seattle, I want to go to Hawaii, I want to go to Japan, I want to be in Honduras, I want to be in Nigeria, I want to be in Australia. You could be anywhere you want to be in the world right now, but focus on the local market, focus on the targeting market. And when you do that, you're geotagging yourself in a place where you can be able to grow. And speaking of geotagging, another website for you is, here we go, geoimager.com. Check it out, and that's IMGR. So you can be able to get yourself out there. Do what you got to do best. If you're a photographer, if you have a website, if you have a service, do it the right way. Then you have to have mobile friendly activity. Literally, you have to make your website mobile friendly. You have to make it pleasant for someone to be there and to listen and just to be around you. Because if no one's around you when you're actually enjoying yourself, on a website, then no one's going to recommend that website because I got stressed after 5 seconds. First of all, it couldn't load that fast. So you have to think about those things. And that's all in SEO in the previous episodes. My next point is SEO implementation. SEO implementation is very big because when you have relevant keywords, and I've always talked about using answerthepublic.com, also asked.com, you can become better and build your search engine to the max because now you're actually talking about something specific. That's why you have to have an audience that is specific to you. Then by doing that, you're laying out plans, you're having a content calendar, a content strategy tool, and then you have a well-planned strategy. With the well-planned strategy, which is tip number 5, you can be able to do everything I've talked about from 1 to 4. And then when you have a strategy, I'm going to be here for 10 minutes. I'm going to be on Pinterest for 15 minutes. I'm going to be on YouTube for 10 minutes again. You have to think about where you're going to be, how long you're going to be there, and what are you doing while you're there. And that leads to my last point, which is user experience. Have a great user experience. Have a wonderful life. Have a wonderful business. Doesn't everybody want to have a user experience that's just flawless? Yes, it's possible, but you have to create that yourself. And when you do that every day, you're able to build that demand, and before you know it just takes off. So I'm gonna say it again. Go live, use the platform I mentioned earlier, target local markets, at least like a 50-60 mile radius if you want to be that stretchy, but stay between 10 and 60. That will really help you. The third one is be mobile friendly. The fourth one is have SEO implementation. And if you want that, you can info us. When I say info us, I was actually about to tell email address. So you can send us an email through info@playinc.online, and you can be able to get all the information, and then we can be able to serve you better. So get your SEO in check, and then have a well-planned strategy. Definitely have a user experience that is worthwhile. If you don't like it, no one else is going to like it. So like it first and be the first person to like it. And then when you like it, people else can follow. And then when they follow, they can connect. And that's how you engage, and that's how you build a community online. So this were your digital marketing tips for small businesses. I hope you enjoyed it. I went a little bit over the time because I was talking a little too much just to, drill it in. But I hope you guys got everything that I said. Until next time, I'm your host, Favor Obasi EK. RateThisPodcast.com/we don't play. And we out. Have a wonderful day. God bless you. Peace out.